This website that you're seeing here took me a few hours to be able to do, from ideation to implementation. Today, I'm going to show you 3 typographic animations that look like they required code, but they didn't. Let's go. Hello my friend, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Adrian Somoza, former lead designer at MediaMonks, and I focus now on helping freelance web designers grow their businesses to be financially peaceful and creatively challenging. Now, before we start, I have a free PDF with 18 typefaces I think every web designer needs to create stunning websites. Just 18, not 200, not a new one every month, please my friend. Like Messi doesn't switch his clothing brand every match. You pick reliable tools and you stick with them. Now there's millions of typefaces, so how can you choose, right? Well, I prepared this curated typeface list so that you can save yourself some serious time and create quality designs. Comment PDF below or check the link in the description to get it. And I want you to leave with a challenge before we dive in. Try to recreate at least one of these on your own. I use Framer for this because it does feel natural in the way we think as designers, and that's why I partnered with them for this video. And actually I came up with these ideas for the typographic animations based on the possibilities that I have with the tool. But whatever tool you choose, the point is the same. Don't just be a spectator. Do it, implement. That's how you make these techniques yours. So here is a bit of the process that I went through to design these typographic animations. First, I started with the overall design and the overall idea, which was doing 3D rotation for this sentence. I looked at ways to do it, and finally I said, okay, let me try workshop, right? I just prompted workshop and I started working with it. Then I tried another way, right? It didn't work out so well as I expected, so I said, okay, let me just continue with workshop and work with, that interactive component that workshop created. Pretty quickly I got this result, which to me is incredible to think that I prompted AI and it created this from scratch. And I could even iterate to ask for different controls and things to be able to tweak this to my liking. So incredible. Workshop did it for me. I didn't even have to think about how to do it myself. So then I could just put in the text that I wanted and that was it. Then I thought, okay, maybe a tomato. To me, it didn't make sense to have animated typography, but then a tomato that looked 3D but was static, right? I created the tomato with ChatGPT, but it was a static one. So I said, okay, let me see if I can put a 3D render of something that rotates. And I found this watch on Spline, and I said, okay, let me find out if I can put a watch in Framer with a transparent background. And so I started to tweak this free resource in Spline, and I was finally able to make it work within Framer. And there's a lot of things that you can do with Spline. That's another topic. But then I said, okay, that's like the hero. So that was typographic animation number 1. By the way, I'm using typefaces from the list that I mentioned. So if you want to check the full 18 typefaces list, then comment PDF or check the link below to get it, okay? So that was the first typography animation, right? Just the 3D, rotating 3D text lines. And by the way, I was able to create this component where you can just add lines and add what each line has to say, and then each line rotates individually with a staggered animation. Crazy, right? So the theme of this website became the watch, right? So I changed the sentence using ChatGPT, and this little paragraph over here, it says built for the moment where instinct is not enough. So because this is an adventure watch, I thought, well, I can maybe add some miscellaneous text with coordinates. So I asked ChatGPT to give me coordinates, random coordinates, and I copy pasted them into separate paragraphs, and I went to Framer University resources, which is an amazing list of free resources for Framer that I would highly recommend that you check. And basically I said, if you type, for example, text, you will see all sorts of amazing animations and interactions that you can do. It's mind-blowing what you can do, and you don't even have to do it yourself. You can just come here and copy paste. So literally I copied this component into Framer. It says copying component. Here it is. So basically you change the text here. I just inputted the text from the coordinates from ChatGPT. You change the font, you tweak this to your liking, you play around with scramble, speed, duration, and this is the final result. But literally it was just playing around with controls. It wasn't even like coding anything. So that's the result, right? I did like a little orange for the loading part so that it has a little bit of that orange from the watch, right? Which is the orange color of the branding. So you can even do that, right? It's super crazy. So that adds a lot of personality, I think, and a little bit of texture and depth to the design by having small text, very, very small text, miscellaneous. It doesn't have to be big because, you know, it's nothing important. It's just decorating, but it adds a lot of personality to the design, which is, you know, coordinates, adventure, watch for adventure. You get the idea, right? So that was the second animation. I used that further down the page to, you know, load this other stats in a slightly different way. You see that scramble animation or that glitch effect animation again on this bigger stats, and it does look awesome as well, if you ask me. So you can also reuse, and I did repeat that here, right? The same that I repeated on the hero, I repeat it here as well. So of course, when you're designing, you don't want to overload the page with animations. This is just for the sake of demonstrating what you can do on this tool and, you know, just for your inspiration, right? But the other thing I did was another cube, right? A 3D cube that rotates on scroll, and I literally prompted Workshop to get that result. So basically you can see here a little bit of the process. I was just writing text, asking Workshop to build it for me, giving, you know, asking for controls on how to tweak things so that I can control the rotation and the speed and the scroll distance, etc. And it's controlled on scroll. And I literally just prompted Workshop to do this. No code, I just thought about it, I asked Workshop to do it, I implemented it, done. Then of course it's about how you use it and how you find that a good excuse to use it, right? But having the ability to do these things, to me, it's just, I honestly feel like I have wings again to kind of run with my ideas and be able to implement them and have them live on an actual website, which is like freaking awesome. So that was, you know, this glitch effect, and the 3D cube was kind of like the same thing as this, just using Workshop with it in a different way. And the last one that I tried was this keep moving animation, okay? And this one was very easy. It took me quite a while to figure it out just because I'm learning the tool, but it's very easy to do, and I'm going to show you very quickly how it's done. So basically what I did is create a component, and this variant, forget about it, don't use it. What I did is on each word, right, I created a stack for each word. They are all positioned absolute so that they are one on top of each other. And for the stacks, I created a loop effect with mirror, and I offsetted that to 500. And on the ease is where the magic happens for staggering these words. So the logic is this. This is the time that it takes, and this is the delay to play the animation. So what I did is I had to decrease 0.1 the time and increase the delay for each word. As you can see here, that's how I created the stagger effect. So decreasing 0.1 the time and increasing 0.1 the delay. That's how you play around with the stagger effect. This is the final result. I said 500, so it moves 500 pixels, right? But you can change that to your liking, and it creates this beautiful animation with a staggered motion effect. So those are 3 typographic animations that you can do in Framer with no code. Things that were very hard or even impossible to do not long ago, and now you can do them yourself experiment with them, and even use them in your projects. These are possible today because tools like Framer are closing the gap between idea and execution. What a great time to be a web designer. Remember, if you want my list of the only 18 typefaces I use to build stunning websites like this, comment PDF below or check the link in the description. And I'll leave a link below so you can try Framer yourself. That's it for today, my friends. I hope you found it valuable, and as always, let's bridge the gap one pixel at a time.